On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Bleach to me is one of those series that just really starts off well, but then it's really easy to get out of the show. Like, you're watching it, and then suddenly you're not interested anymore. It's kind of strange, actually. I feel like the first arc of Bleach is just not all that interesting, but later on in Bleach, when you get, like, in the thick of things, it's just so good. What is going on, everybody? We are talking about Kubo's Bleach. This manga series, anime series, was one of the big three. Was one of the most popular series of all time, but then just declined out of nowhere. And a lot of it is due to how Jump treated the author, Kubo, and also just the decisions that the author made or was forced to make, and the anime being kind of wonky. Tons of filler, like 80 episode arcs of filler, just ridiculous stuff. It really hurt the series. Plus, it was animated by Piro, which was also doing Shippuden at the time, and Shippuden just took over. In terms of budget, like, I feel like Shippuden... Bleach got the short end of the stick, let's just say that. I really like Bleach. I think that Bleach is a series that gets a lot of things done right. In terms of character design, like, I really like Ichigo as a main character. I think Ichigo is just a really cool character. I like Ichigo because he's mature. He's different from other shonen, tropey kind of characters because he's not necessarily older. I think he's portrayed 15 in the beginning of the series, and I think he's 17 by the end. But like, it's just the way he acts. He acts more like an older teenager, and he's fun to be around. He's fun to watch. His dialogue is always very snappy. Johnny Young Bach, of course, helps out a lot with that. But like, he's just a really smart-ass kind of character, while all of the other shonen characters at the time were kind of just like, kind of dumb, just like really dumb, and Ichigo wasn't dumb. I think that was the big difference there. He was smart, quick-witted, and a little bit different. And also the side characters as well, like Rukia. You had that strong tsundere character there. Rukia is my favorite character in the series. Her backstory with her brother and the Soul Society and everything. That first arc is interesting to me. I just don't think it was a good way to start the series. I think that they should have started with something a little more exciting. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I compare it to other series, of course, to like the likes of Naruto, and I think that Naruto's first arc is just incredible compared to Bleach. And that's not me being biased. I just think that it's written a little bit better, a little bit tighter. I think there's a little bit more... There's more interesting themes going on in the first arc of Naruto when talking about the ninja world, the death of, spoiler alert, Zabuza and Haku really kind of changed the outlook of our characters. Naruto realizes what kind of world he inhabits and realizes the meaning of teamwork and camaraderie and things like that in that beginning arc. You see that, you witness all of those things. But in Bleach, I feel like we're not learning a lot. Our characters aren't learning a lot in that first arc. But again, later on, things get just insane. Now, I have to be honest, full disclosure, I have not finished Bleach. I got all the way into the Rescue Orihime arc, which is when they're in Hueco Mundo and they're, like, trying to stop the Espada, basically. The Espada have captured Orihime, and our heroes, Chad, Uryu, and Ichigo, and somebody else, too. I remember Nell, was that her name? She was with them. I don't know, just that arc... to me was just incredible. Like, I look back on that arc so fondly because I actually watched it week by week on Adult Swim, and I don't know, like, it was just the vibe of it all, I guess, and the themes that were going on there too. They started doing kind of like this, like, Spanish vibe with the Espada, obviously Espada, yeah. Like, just the soundtrack dipping in, just like the designs, the Day of the Dead looking stuff, like. It was just really cool. There's so many cool things about Bleach. Again, not just Ichigo being a complete badass, using the Getsuga Tenshu, the Bankai form. My god, the Bankai is so cool. His blade, just the sword, how each of these blades had, like, souls in them, basically, and had their own kind of, like, people within them. Kind of a Jinchuriki vibe a little bit, but, like, honestly done a little better. I like how we get more personality out of their swords. The Zanpakuto, is that what they're called? I think that's what they're called again. Like, I have not finished Bleach, but it's still very fond in my memories. Like, I still look back on it and smile, and it still makes me upset that there isn't a sequel to this anime. I find it crazy to me. Like, why hasn't Puro gone back and just finished the series? Like, it's wild, and I know the manga really started falling in terms of popularity, and I know that's why the anime was eventually canceled, but I think it's worth going back to. Now, there have been some weird rumblings. I can't really state what the origin of these rumblings were. I've just heard things on Twitter. I've heard people express. James Andrew Hansen, shout out to him, basically a Bleach YouTuber who has talked time and time again about this series that I really enjoy. I enjoy his content. Jeez, I can't speak right now. James Andrew Hansen was mentioning some things about the series possibly coming back. I don't know. I don't know if it's happening. I think it deserves to. I really do. Tite Kubo, or Tite Kubo, however you want to pronounce it, he had this series, Burn the Witch. It was a one-shot, actually, excuse me, that was really popular and just looked really, really cool. I think Kubo is a really smart mangaka. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think that he was trying to get away with something. I think that he was trying to do something really interesting with Bleach, but Jump just wasn't having it. Maybe because it was different than the other shonen at the time. You know, Naruto and One Piece, both very different in lots of different ways, but Bleach compared to that is just nothing. Like, it's just so vastly different to me in terms of art style, in terms of characters, in terms of the story. Like, and maybe Jump just didn't want that. I'm not quite sure. I don't know the full story, but I do believe that Bleach deserves a sequel. If Bleach gets a sequel, I'm watching it. I am, and that's crazy because I'm not a hardcore Bleach fan. I don't love this series. I just think, you know, back in the day, watching it on Adult Swim as a young kid, it meant something to me. It did, and it's impacted my writing, and it's impacted my outlook on other series. Again, I think that Bleach got a lot of done right, and I don't know, it's just cool. It's a really cool series. I recommend you checking it out. Obviously, you've heard of it. If you're a fan of anime, you have heard of Bleach. Have you ever checked it out? Have you ever seen this series? Have you ever read the manga? Let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.